crooked? I feel like that's a little crooked. I'm so like OCD about the phones being crooked. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I think that is minimal crookedness. I think I'm gonna point this one down just a little bit so you can see the bottom of my outfit's a little bit better. Okay, I think I am happy with that. There we go. Hello, hello, good morning, everybody. Oh, my charge cord station is a bit of a tangle here. Let me just figure that out. There, that's a little better. There we go. Good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Is the iPad gonna let me in today? There we go. Everybody's just like ready to be done with work, including the technology apparently today. I mean, I can feel that. I can't blame it. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, give everyone another minute or so to log in and we should be good to go. Okay. What is today? Today is December 17th. That's crazy. I feel like it's still December 2nd. I don't feel like December's happened at all yet. It's been insane how quickly December's gone by. Okay. Perfect. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, Belinda. Hello. Okay. So it's going to be another quicker live today just because we are getting close to the holidays. We've launched a lot of stuff. You know, people are a little bit shopped out. We're getting into like season transition time. So it will be a little bit quicker live. I do have some fun stuff just to kind of like style and have fun with, just to kind of show us a few more things. But I will still just kind of go through the launches as they are, and then we will have some fun at the end of the live with styling a few different things. So with that, we might as well get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the size 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a 3X top and bottom, and in jeans I wear an 18W in Judy Blues, occasionally a 20W, but for the most part I'm pretty comfortable in an 18W. Numerically in other brands I'm between like a 20 to 24, or sorry, 20 to 22 depending on what the garment is. And what store it is, etc. And then for height reference, I am 6'1". I am very tall, so I will talk about length and things as they come, especially with jeans, because that is usually the biggest influence is inseam and whatnot. I have a like 35-ish inch inseam, so most jeans tend to be a little short on me. But yeah, with that, I will hop right into it. Good morning, Cheryl. Always good to see you. All right, so we do have the full Tuesday daily drop is in plus, and then after that it gets a little bit sparse throughout the week, but for today we have the full line, which is great. So let's start with the long sleeve top that I'm wearing currently. I believe Carrie sneaked a little sneaky peeky in the insider's sneak peek chat of this one. So this is the Harbor long sleeve top in Cocoa. This one's going to be retailing for $52, and this one is available in sizes small through 3X. True to size for this one, everyone took their typical size, so Christine is in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I am in the 3X for this one. It is a really nice, like, thicker rib type texture, and when I say thicker, I mean the ribs are thicker. I don't mean that the fabric is thicker. This is a similar kind of lightweight rib knit that we've seen a lot throughout this year. It's been really trendy this year, so it is still that like lighter weight poly spandex material. It has a lot of stretch both this way and a little bit of always stretch this way, but definitely this way, and it has a really nice flow to it. I like that it has a relaxed fit, but it's not like super big and baggy and oversized. It's just kind of flowy and casual. There is a lot of room in the shoulder and kind of draping in through the arms here. And the sleeve length is really good. Again, I am very tall, I have long arms, so the sleeve length is really nice, but there is still this cuff so that if you do want to pull up the sleeves, they are going to stay in place and they're not going to shift around on you, especially if you do have shorter arms and you need to pull the sleeves. It's not going to like dangle down over your fingers unless you like pull it down to do that. It's going to stay where it needs to stay. This one does also have a hoodie with drawstrings here, so you can see we've got the little stringies, and then if I turn around you can see there is this hood here. It's a pretty like loose hood. It's not a super structured hood, but it is a hood all the same. I like the way these kind of loose hoods look when they're popping out over top of like a denim jacket or something like that. I think that's a really cute look. And then it does have, it's not super cinched in at the waistband, but a little bit, so you get a little bit of that like puff. And you could, if you wanted to, you could pull the band up and then have it do that kind of like a balloon effect that's really popular right now, where it kind of like balloons over a high-waisted pant or something like that is a fun way to style it. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, I love these jeans. They're Risen, of course. We'll get to them next, but I adore these jeans. Yeah, so again, this is the Harbor long sleeve top in Cocoa. This one's going to be retailing for $52, sizes small through 3X, and we all took our typical sizes for this one. Also, apologies for my hair. It's doing some crazy stuff today. I slept with it in a like top knot on my head, and it's kind of like got a lot of volume at the ends, but then it's kind of like a little frizzy. Also, I need my roots done. I'm getting them done on Friday, so apologies for my little whooshes that's going on with my hair as I try on clothes. It's also pretty dry in here, so it's going to get staticky as we go, so just heads up for that. But yeah, these jeans are fantastic, so let's get into it. These are long jeans, so you may have noticed, or may not, but they're actually like length on me. They're not quite touching the floor, but they're actually like long, so that's incredible. So like I said earlier, these are from Risen. These are the mid-rise wide leg V-dipped light wash long jeans, aka Zephyr. So these are going to be retailing for $99, and they are available in sizes 1 through 15 for the straight sizes, and then 1X, 2X, and 3X for the plus sizes. So for sizing for these ones, everyone took their typical, well, Melissa and I took our typical Risen jeans, and then Christine and Carrie were kind of in between their typical Risen sizes. So Christine typically wears a 5 in the Risen, and she was kind of in between the 5 or the 7, but she preferred the 7 in these. And then Carrie typically wears a 9 to an 11 in the Risen jeans, and she preferred the 11 in these ones. Melissa opted for the 1X large, which is her usual Risen size, and then I am in the 3X, and I think they fit perfectly. So if you are in the numerical sizes for Risen, you might want to consider, or if you're between sizes, going up to your larger Risen size, whereas for plus, these fit exactly like my other Risen jeans that I have in similar cuts. I love these jeans. They remind me a lot of the Risen super long wide leg cargo jeans that launched probably, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, because I wanted those so bad that those were the ones where it was right after we started doing the pre-shopping and the Monday Night Lives, and I was like waiting ready because I was not going to let those go because we only had a handful of them in the 3X and I needed them. These remind me a lot of those. If I didn't already have that pair of jeans, I would absolutely be purchasing these because they look like they were made for me. I love that they've got this little bit of the V taper waist. I find that if you are like me and you have a lower, like a more straight body, you don't have like a bigger hip to waist ratio, I love this because I find that it helps give the illusion of having a little bit of a narrower waist and wider hips, and it gives you more of that hourglass figure. And I also find that because I tend to carry a lot of my weight in the midsection, when the waistband does this, I find that it doesn't press on my stomach as much. And if I'm not right now because I haven't really eaten yet today, so I'm definitely like looking a bit less bloated than I normally would in the morning, but like if you're bloated, I find when it has that like V, you're not going to get like a muffin top over it throughout the day after you've eaten and drank and whatnot. So I love anything that has this like V taper, including like leggings, jeans, anything like that. They are this really nice like light, not quite an acid wash, but it's definitely like a light wash. And then these are definitely like a true like wide leg jean. They're not just a flare, they are a wide leg. They're cut very much like my cargo jeans, but because they don't have all of the pockets and whatnot, they are not a cargo jean. They're just like a wide leg jean. They're not quite like late 90s Junko jean territory, but they're getting there. So I am obsessed. Like I said, if I didn't already have a pair of jeans very similar, these would absolutely be coming home with me. And honestly, just because I love this tapered V waist, I'm tempted to get these as well. Even though they will fit the same niche in my closet, these are just so comfortable. Like I've been wearing these for what, like 15 minutes, and I already feel like they've been in my closet for months. Like they're so comfy right off the bat. I absolutely adore these. And I adore Risen Jeans. I've said it many, many lives that they are my favorite brand that we are carrying right now at Lavender and Lace, especially with their plus size denim. They've just been absolutely knocking it out of the park, and I adore them. So again, these are the Zephyrs, aka the Risen Jeans Mid-Rise Wide Leg V-Dipped Light Wash Longs. I don't have the exact inseam, at least I'm just gonna double check. I don't think I have the inseam information here, unless it's hiding somewhere that I don't know about. But based, like I mentioned before, I'm like a 34 to 35 inch inseam, and that these are almost touching the floor. I'm gonna guess these are at minimum 33.5 inches, probably 34 in length, which is amazing. I know I gotta eat. I was like running late on work, and I meant to make myself egg bites when I got to work, and then I got talking about all the projects I have on the go, and I totally forgot. So I've had my coffee. I did have like a bite of a protein bar, but yes, once I have done my live, I will definitely be going and grabbing myself a, I love Starbucks breakfast sandwiches, and I need another coffee. So I'm probably gonna go to Starbucks and get myself a breakfast sandwich and a coffee to top up, but absolutely. But yeah, anyways, these are the Mid-Rise Wide Leg V-Dipped Light Wash Long Zephyrs. These ones are going to be retailing for $99. And again, they come in regular sizes 1 through 15, and then a 1X, 2X, and 3X for the plus size range. Okay, I have 2 more tops that are launching today as part of the daily drop. Actually, I think both of which are small, medium, large, but they work for me. So I'm going to be hopping in those and be right back. So I guess technically the only pieces that are truly plus size today are the 2 that I was wearing, the jeans, and then the long sleeve top in cocoa, but both of these other pieces work for me being small, medium, large. So we will show them off. All right, so this first one here, this is the Stay Home Essential Long Sleeve Top in black. This is from the brand Double Zero. They've done a lot of really cute cotton pieces like this. Like they did those really cute like Making Cowboys Cry t-shirt, and like the really cute like acid wash cowboy t-shirts. They've done a few other pieces like this. So again, this is the Stay Home Essential Long Sleeve Top in black. $52 for this one, sizes small, medium, and large, but as we can see, they're definitely pretty generous in the size range. We recommend sizing down for these ones because they are a very like generous fit, and this is 100% cotton. So Christine and Carrie both wear the small for this one, and myself and Melissa both wear the large. So even though this is not POL brand, this is Double Zero, but very much like POL sizing. So it is definitely more of an oversized fit on Carrie and Christine and Melissa, whereas for me, it fits kind of like how you would expect like a true 3X long sleeve top to fit. The only thing is that the sleeves are a tiny bit short on me, but again, a lot of that is just a me problem because I am 6'1" and I have long arms. For being 6'1", I'm not all leg or all arm. I'm pretty like equally proportionate and tall everywhere, so that's just what I get to deal with, short pants and short sleeves instead of just one or the other. But yeah, other than the sleeve length being a tiny bit short, everything fits really nicely. There's still lots of room in the arms and the sleeves. I do find that when I like stick my arms like that, I get a little bit of pulling here, but not enough that it's like doing anything weird or restricting my movement. And I think that's just because it's designed to kind of have that like drapier arm, but because I am, you know, like sizing down from a 3X to a large, I'm losing some of that drapiness just because it's filled out by my actual, you know, bust and whatnot. But other than that, it is a really nice, like heavier weight cotton, which is really nice. Like this feels like it would be an incredible layering piece, especially if you're going somewhere chilly and you have like a cute, like you want to put this under a t-shirt and then you can put it under your jacket to go. My first thought is like snowboarding, because it's 100% cotton. It's going to be really nice and moisture wicking. It would be really nice to layer with stuff. And then when you're sitting, you know, in the lodge afterwards and you want to take off your big winter coat, you still have something that's nice and breathable, but going to keep you warm from like the shivers, from like sweating and stuff. And also I do love the color. It is like a really nice charcoal gray that has a bit of a more like, despite being a darker gray, it still has more of a warm undertone, which I feel like we don't see a lot. Usually when we get like this color tone of gray, it's going to be very blue based, but I feel like this is a little bit more brown based and still has a little bit more of a warm undertone, which is a little different, and I like that. So again, this is the Stay Home Essential Long Sleeve Top in black. This one is 100% cotton. This one's going to be retailing for $52, and again, it comes in sizes small, medium, and large, but it fits very much like a POL piece. So Carrie and Christine are both in the small, and then myself and Melissa both take the large in this one. And then speaking of POL, the next top I have for today is from POL, so I'll be right back with that one. For a second I panicked. I'm like, wait, is this actually not POL? But it is. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised I even questioned it, because when you look at it, it is so like obviously POL's style and vibe. So of course it is, for sure. All right, so this is the Look Within long sleeve top in Shadow Gray. This one's gonna be retailing for $97, and it is available in sizes small, medium, large, but as I've already discussed once this live, POL sizing tends to be like almost like, not quite free size, but like almost free size, so they're very generous within their sizes for a lot of different body shapes and types. So with this one, Carrie and Christine are both in the small, and then myself and Melissa both wear the large for this one. This one is a cotton poly blend, and I'm pretty sure that most of the cotton is contained in like the main fabric of the shirt, and then that poly is going to be in the little lace detailing here, which, speaking of, I adore the lace detailing on this top. This one is cut to have that like hanky hem, so sometimes when I wear oversized POL pieces, they kind of just naturally take that shape anyways, because they're cut straight across, and then like the rise of your bust will kind of make it rise up in the front. But this one, like if I straighten out, we can see it actually is cut like with that shark bite or like hanky hem style, so it is going to be like a very dramatic like rise up in the front, and then the dangly pieces down here, which I really like. These are a mid-rise jean. I would call them kind of like mid-high rise, like my belly button is like down here for these jeans, but in the photos online I paired them with a high-rise jean, and they look, you just get like the tiniest little peak of my midriff underneath, and it is so cute. I think these with like a pair of high-waisted shorts and tights for winter would be so cute. Let me get up close so we can see the actual pattern of the lace. Something I really like about this lace is how like square the back netting is. It kind of reminds me of like chicken wire almost. And I think that is so cool. It definitely gives it that like country chic kind of, or like shabby chic kind of vibe. And then we have like your more traditional like lace patterning around it. And then I like that we have the unfinished hem, so it's sewn there, and then we get this kind of curling. It really frames that lace really nicely. We also have some more of those kind of like unfinished seams details, but the bottom hem of the shirt is finished, which I think is good because I think with the hanky hem, if it also started curling up, I think that would get a little bit too much texture, whereas keeping this a finished hem and then having the unfinished seams kind of in other details, I think was a strong choice. We also have this little like peekaboo window, just something to note. You might want to, if you're, worried about showing off a bra or something, you're going to see like a tiny bit there, so you might want to pair like a Ronnie or something underneath, or just wear a really fun bra so that you can get like a fun little peekaboo there. And then in the back we have the lace showing off the shoulder blades up top too. Just a really pretty, gorgeous top. I feel like depending on how you style this, you could wear this any time of the year as well. Like, it definitely gives flowy spring vibes, but you could also wear it with like leggings and boots to go more fall. Yeah, just super cute. I love the options here, and I love how flouncy it is. The one thing I will say is the arms are definitely a little bit short on me. This is not me like pulling them up. That's just kind of naturally where they sit. But again, I am like a 3X, like sizing down to a large, and I tend to pull up my sleeves anyways, but the cuffs hold them in place so that they just stay on my forearm really nicely, and they give that little bit of like a bunch effect, so they are very comfortable. All right, again, that is the Look Within long sleeve top in a shadow gray. $97 for this one. It is POL, so it is sizes small, medium, large, but it is very generous sizing within that size range. And I am wearing the size large, which is what I typically wear in POL when I'm able to wear their pieces. Okay, so those 4 things, we had 3 tops and the jeans that I'm wearing. Those are all going to be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then also today we have a couple more launches happening. Ooh, where do we go? We have a bonus launch and we have an evening launch, and we're definitely leaning into like stocking stuffer, last minute gift type territory here, which I think is really fun. And honestly, that's the time of year, like I'm almost, the only Christmas gift I have left is my husband's, and it's really frustrating because all the ideas he keeps giving me are either selling out in his size. Like, he showed me these really cool shoes, but he has big feet. He wears a men's 12, and of course they were out of stock in the men's 12 by the time I went to find them. I don't even know if they came in a men's 12 to begin with, to be fully honest. They might have only gone up to a men's like 11. But anyway, so that didn't work. There's a few other things he sent me, but with the Canada Post strike, those, because they're from like local, well, like small artisan vendors who don't have other like shipping options right now, unless it's like really, really expensive, and because some of the other couriers are not doing it. So nothing I could get in time for Christmas, so I'm still struggling with his. So other than that, I'm mostly done except for little like stocking stuffers and stuff. So for that kind of thing, I feel like most people are probably in that boat too. Like, we got you covered with lots of fun little things. So the first one that we have, I accidentally checked off the day. Today is the 24th. At 4 p.m. we have the Grace and Lace duffel garment bags coming out. We have them in cognac and in black. I don't have one here to show you, but when Christine goes live at 12:30 for her luncheon style, she'll have those and she'll talk about all of that. And then same with everything else that is launching tonight. She will have more to talk about as well as for some of the other like stocking stuffers and stuff that's coming up. But then at 8 p.m. we are restocking our retro Bluetooth speakers, which these things, like, could you get a better stocking stuffer? These things are so cute. They're adorable. They come in a ton of different colors, and I feel like just little speakers like this are such a handy thing to have, to like carry around with you. I really like them for, I used to use one all the time at my last job because I had an office, and so I would just Bluetooth music from my phone and play it out loud. Now I have to use a headset because I have a cubicle, not an office, and I don't want to disturb those around me. Except I've been staying late lately because I've been really busy, and I'll be the only person left in the office at like 6 p.m, in which case I'll like blare it out of my laptop, but I really wish I had this on my desk so that I didn't have like crappy laptop quality. Yeah, so we have these restocking. These are the retro Bluetooth speakers 2.0. And then for the colors available, we have 5 different colors. We have mint, navy, pink, sky blue, and white. I think I have all of them. I don't have the, no, what don't I have? Sky blue, mint, white, pink. I don't have the navy here, but I think we have a few in stock. Yes. So we have, oh, I was going to show you them all, but I realized on the box that they're all just pink. So unfortunately I can't show them all to you, but they are really cute. We do have the 5 different colors. They're adorable. They're going to be retailing for $39. Just amazing stocking stuffers or bonus gifts that really you can give to anyone. Like, I think like for a teenage girl, that would be a fantastic gift. Honestly, I'm a 30-year-old teenage girl, so I love this kind of stuff. But anyways, those are going to be launching tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right, moving on. I am checking what I have for tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that'll be a quick. So I have 2 more pieces that are going to be available. We have a pair of Judy Blues, and then I have a Pina long knit vest that did work for me. And then other than that, that's kind of like the extent of the plus size stuff. So after that, we can get into some fun with some styling and a few pieces that have been requested for me to try on. So let me put those 2 pieces from Wednesday, and then I'll be right back. So I don't have, I mean, I guess I could put that gray long sleeve I just had on to layer under the vest, but I would rather show off a sneak peek. So I just grabbed a little something off my rack. I have no idea when this t-shirt is going to be launching, but I just grabbed it to throw it on to put under the vest because I think the colors look really cute together. So I can show that off really quickly before I change out of it as well. Okay. I feel very cottagecore in this color with like this like kind of mossy sage like brown khaki color, and then the like mossy sage green underneath. I feel very cottagecore. I feel like I could cosplay as a frog in this, and I mean that in the most respectful, complimentary way. I love frogs. They're adorable. Okay, so this is the Pina long knit vest in mocha. I think we've had this in a couple other colors. I think we've had it in gray previously and black. That one might have been a little bit different. It might have had more of like a ribbed collar, but this one is quite similar. So this is the Pina long knit vest in mocha. $57 for this one. It's available in small, medium, and large, but we do find that it is a little bit more flexible. So Christine wears the small, Carrie wears the small or the medium, and then myself and Melissa both take the large in this one. So for this one on Christine, it's definitely a lot more like tunic length, borderline dress, and then on Melissa in the large as well, whereas on me, just because I am so tall and I am again kind of like sizing down from a 3X to a large, it's definitely not as like flowing and loose, but it's definitely still like almost tunic length, like it covers most of my butt. And then it's definitely a little bit more fitted on me than it would be on Melissa, who would have a little bit more flow and a little bit more again of that tunic vibe, whereas I'm getting more like long layering piece vibes, if that makes sense. Low enough cut that I definitely prefer having something underneath. Like I wouldn't wear this without at minimum a Ronnie, but personally I would definitely keep like a t-shirt or a long sleeve on under it. And we do have the pockets, and then again, just because I am sizing down, the pockets are a little bit higher up on me, whereas on like Christine or Carrie, they're kind of sitting a little bit, they're still higher, like they're not down where my actual pockets would be, but they would be a little bit more where you would like expect them to fit. But still a really cute sweater vest, and because it does work for me, although in a different way, it still vibes, we wanted to show it off for everyone. So again, this is the Pina long knit vest in mocha, This one's gonna be retailing for $57. Small, medium, and large. Carrie is in the small or medium. Christine is in the small. Melissa and myself both take the large for this one. All right, and then I also have the jeans that I'm wearing to talk about. I'm gonna take off the vest so that we can see the bottom of it better, and then I can tie up the t-shirt and we can see that. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling that would happen. That was a little staticky after I removed that sweater. Oof. I'm sure my hair's a little scrunkly after that. Oh yeah, just a little, not as bad as I thought it would be, but so this t-shirt, by the way, I have no idea when this is launching. This is just on my rack because we were just kind of like everything plus that was in the sampler room when we were doing photos last week. Carrie and Christine just grabbed it and we're like, let's just take photos of everything we have. So this is from Mito Shop, which they've been doing the, I think it's the Viva V-neck tees that have the little pocket there. And I have been loving their stuff from the brand Mito Shop. They're the ones where they have a extra large, then 1X and 2X, but we find that the 2X really fits kind of like a true 3X. So this is a 2X, but it's still very flowy and loose. And again, like you could tell me this was like a 3X Sarah tee and I would be like, oh yeah, totally, like for sure. But this is actually a 2X. I love this kind of like matcha green color as well. I am gonna do the quick little tie. These are my favorite kind of t-shirts to do the tie thing with when they're a little bit more loose and flowy, because then I get a bigger knot that just kind of like stays in place really nicely. And I love that effect when it like pulls everything in and it does this kind of like scrunch and it brings the focal point to like the smallest part of my waist. It's just, I think it's really flattering. It's comfortable. This is definitely my like, this literal outfit is something you would absolutely catch me wearing pretty much any day of the week. Like this is something I wear all the time. But anyways, let us talk about the jeans. These are from Judy. These are the mid-rise dark vintage wash tummy control skinnies, aka the Angelos. These ones are going to be retailing for $93 and they are available in the full Judy size range, so 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W. Everyone is taking their typical Judy size in these ones. So Christine in the 3, Carrie is in the 9, Melissa's in the 14, and I am in my 18 for these ones. These ones are super comfortable. I love the fit of these right off the bat. I'm really happy that we seem to be having a little bit more resurgence of skinny jeans again towards the end of the year. I mean, we have lots of options this week because the 2 jeans that we had, well, that I as a plus size person have are a like tried and true skinny jean and then like one of the widest jeans we've seen this year. So I love the kind of contrast there. But I still, my day-to-day wear is skinny jeans. What I wore in today was gray skinny jeans, of course. But yeah, so these are described as a vintage wash. They are like quite a dark wash and they have just like the little tiniest bit of whiskering here on the front pockets. And then the wash on the thighs, it has that like yellowish undertone fading. I think that's what they're getting at with like the vintage wash, is when it has that like yellow-green kind of undertone where the fading happens in the denim. In terms of other other distressing and stuff, I don't really think there's a lot of physical distressing. There's a few areas like on the little toonie pocket here where the fading of the wash, there we go, I was gonna say the weathering, but like not quite, is a little bit more extreme. And then on the back pocket, there's like the tiniest little like brush of distressing on that pocket. And then on this pocket, there's this like tiny little spot, and I honestly can't even tell if that's physical. No, it is a little tiny fray. But for the most part, the wash is 99% of the distressing on these. There's very minimal physical distressing on these. As you can see, they're definitely more of like an ankle jean length on me. They are, I'm gonna guess these are probably like a 28, maybe a 29 inch inseam. So for petite girls, they're definitely going to be better length for you. You might not have to hem them, or if you do, you won't have to hem them too much. For me with skinny jeans, that's just, it's rare for me to have a skinny jean that's actually long enough, but considering I either roll them up to make them ankle jeans or wear them with boots, I'm not too concerned about it. So again, these are the Judy Brew Mid-Rise Dark Vintage Wash Tummy Control Skinnies. That's a lot of words. aka the Angelos. These are available in the full Judy size range of 0 through 24W, and we all took our typical Judy sizes, and for myself that is the 18W. I like the bum on these too, Melissa. They're fun. I just like, I find them to be like really flattering. I like that they have this seam that kind of goes above the booty here. That gives it a little bit more like shaping and definition. They're cute. I like these ones. Yeah, all right. So that is everything that's like technically for my launch this week. But Christine did pull a couple of pieces that she has seen comments floating about on like the Facebook page and on the insiders group of things that people have requested to see me in. And so I have some fun little try on stuff. I think she even made me my own tag for it, which is cool. Michelle, and then I think it was 12, 17. Yes. Okay, sweet. So I have a few little thingies to try on. These are pieces that are already online. They are already on the internet available for purchase, but just fun pieces that we haven't seen in a while that it would be fun to kind of like throw back and see. So I'm going to start with one that I honestly forgot that we even have these. These are the Middleton jackets from Pink Martini. And these ones are technically not plus. They come up to extra large, I believe, but we do find that they are quite generous in the sizing. So this is the first one. And I actually like, I just kind of threw this on, but I actually kind of like this like as an outfit. I feel like the brown like tan color goes really nicely with this green actually. I would probably not have the knot. I would probably, yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't leave the shirt untucked like this, so I would probably do the millennial tuck, as it's been called, where we just kind of like tuck the front and then leave it. Yeah, that is definitely what I would do, is I would do our millennial front tuck, which I am absolutely guilty of as a millennial. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the outfit. Thank you, Chelsea. I mentioned earlier in my life, I probably look a little bit skinnier today because I haven't eaten yet today, because I've just been like, had one of those days at work where as soon as I get to work, somebody's like, what about this? Hey, can I get an update on this? My work's in this really interesting place where about half of the employees are slowing down because they're running out of work before Christmas. And then the other half are losing their minds, going crazy because there's all of this stuff we have to finish before Christmas, like financial wise and planning wise. And I am in part of the latter group, but then I also have people from the group of like people looking for work who know I'm busy that are like, hey, can you give me things to do? Which I have been able to delegate, which really helps, but at the same time, it takes time to like figure out what you can delegate and then organize it and then get it all back together at the end. So I've been very busy. So I planned to make myself egg bites this morning when I got to work, and I just did not have time. So part of it is probably just because I haven't eaten yet, so I'm not like bloated, but I also have lost weight in the last like 4 months or so, not intentionally. It's just a side effect of the medication that I'm on, but yeah, I appreciate you complimenting me and telling me I look great. Thank you. Hopefully it's not just because I have yet to eat, and I will be eating right after the live, don't worry. Anyways, yeah, so this is the Middleton jacket in black. We still have a few of these kicking around. We have them in sizes extra small up into extra large, which I'm wearing the extra large now, so we do find that you can pretty safely size down 1 to 2 sizes because they are an oversized fit. So for example, Christine wears the extra small, and Carrie wears the extra small. So both of them are sizing down. So for me to size down from a 3X to an extra large kind of is on par with Christine sizing down from a small to an extra small, and Carrie sizing down from a medium to an extra small. That tracks. Thank you, Jane. That's really sweet. Thank you. Yeah, so this one is a viscose nylon blend. And the other thing I really like about this is that it's actually quite stretchy. Like you can see, like when I pull on it, it actually has a lot of movement to it, which is really nice because a lot of the times when you see these kind of like wool coat type things, you expect them to be stiff, not have a lot of stretch, but they really do, which for me having bigger arms, that was my biggest concern when I'm sizing down, is that they're going to be too tight in the shoulders. But as you can see, literally not a problem. I could go shovel my driveway in this. I probably would not have this as my first choice for shoveling my driveway, just because I wouldn't want it to get all like snowy and sweaty. And also I just wear usually like big hoodies and like my big jacket for that. But if I, in a pinch, needed to, go scrape my windshield because I wore this to work, definitely not going to be a problem. This one is also, because it is like a middleweight, it's not enough on a day like today where it's -20. This is definitely not going to be your only coat. You're going to need something else. But on those days where it's like -5 to like +5, like even in the fall when you just need, it's a little breezy and you need something, this is going to be a great like transition jacket. And also the length, like on me, reminder, I'm 6'1". This is below my knee. This is hitting like high to mid calf on me. So for most folks, this is definitely going to be mid calf to almost like ankle length. So it is like super long, gorgeous, gorgeous coat. So again, this is the Pink Martini Middleton long jacket. These ones retail for $105, which for how much jacket you're getting is a fantastic price point. And again, these are available in sizes extra, extra small up to extra large, but we do recommend sizing down 1 to 2 sizes, so they are very generous in terms of who they're going to be able to fit and accommodate for. It's been a minute since I tried one of these on, so I'm really glad that somebody requested me in one of these, because I honestly forgot how much I liked these, and they are stunning. Okay, what else do I have to try? Ooh, we have a really fun ampersand, one of the fun like patchwork ones that somebody wanted to see me in, which I like. And to be fair, because I don't always try on every single ampersand that we have launching, just for the sake of time, because it's usually towards the end of my lives, and because we've all tried on all of the different ampersand styles at one point or another, and there tends to be not very much variation, like from one half zip to another, they all fit pretty similarly. But sometimes if it's something that has a unique pattern or color blocking, people want to see like how the patterns and the color blocking fall on different body shapes, and that is totally valid. And I think that was the case with this half zip as well, because there is a lot of different like patterns and stuff going on. And I think part of it too is that there is definitely like a misconception that was going around the fashion world for a long, long time, that if you are in a larger body, if you are in a plus size body, you aren't allowed to wear bright colors or patterns or multiple patterns, because you take up space and visually you'll take up even more space and look bigger. And A, that is bull crap, and B, take up as much space as you want. That is, I took a lot of unlearning in my life to stop trying to make myself feel smaller to fit in. Like, take up space, be who you are, don't be afraid to advocate for what you need. And yeah, so anyways, here we go. Here is the half zip. This is the Hello Autumn half zip. So this one is available in sizes extra small through 3X, and I think we have all sizes available currently. How do I see that? I used to know how to do that. Nope. Nope, that is not it. But I believe we do have every size still in stock, including the 3X, obviously, because I'm currently wearing it. So again, this is the Hello Autumn. This one's retailing for $74. This one is already online, and I think we might have a couple in store as well of this one. This one launched at a similar time. There was that other patchwork university pullover that people were like going absolutely crazy over, and I think because there was so much hype around that one, a lot of people kind of had their blinders on and just went in for that one and didn't notice this one, which gives off a very similar vibe. Just instead of being in the university pullover cut, it's in the half zip cut, but it definitely gives like warm, cozy fall vibes for sure. But because it's not just like pumpkins and stuff like that, it's because of the more warm color palette. I feel like this is a really good just winter piece in general. The body of it here, I don't know if it's performance fleece, but it feels like it might be. Like, it's really soft. I think this, the pattern parts being the sleeves and then this floral pattern are not, but I think that the like the core, the trunk, I guess, if that makes sense, the like torso area, if it's not performance fleece, it's definitely softer than the usual Triple S stretch fabric. And it is this really gorgeous, like reddish brown. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like what is the German, the like Black Forest cake where it's chocolate with like cherry mixed in. It's definitely like a chocolate cherry kind of color, because it is like brown when you first look at it, but there's a lot of like this really pretty red undertone in it. And then we have this gorgeous orange plaid, and then the really cute orange ditzy floral. Even the zipper itself is orange, which I think is a great detail. We have that floral all the way around the hood, and that includes the inside of the hood is that floral as well. And I find that like the red undertones in this just tie into kind of the darker red orange in the plaid. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And yeah, I think this one kind of lost its moment to shine just because it launched at the same time as the university pullover and the patchwork that everyone was excited about. So we wanted to remind everyone just how cute this one actually is, and that you can absolutely wear bright colors and patterns in a larger body or a plus size body, and it looks fantastic. So yeah, this is the Hello Autumn ampersand half zip. This one is already online. I believe we have every size still in stock, and this one's going to be $74. And then finally, I have a dress. This one was discounted as part of Black Friday, and we somehow still have a few left, which I think is mind-boggling. So it's one of the ampersand Ollie dresses. So I'm going to throw that one on and be right back. These guys launched in the summertime, and there were some solid colored ones and there were some stripy ones. So I need to double check because I'm not sure what we have left for all of them, but these stripy ones anyways, we definitely have a handful left, and because they still have their Black Friday sale price on, they are insanely good. These are retailing for $15 now, which is like nuts. Like I feel like you can't get a $15 t-shirt dress from like Shein, let alone something high quality like ampersand. From a local business too, mind you. Okay, so here this one is. The body of it is like the classic like triple S stretch fabric, and of course it's stripes, which is iconic for ampersand. It is definitely a little bit more of a form-fitting dress. It's doing not quite like bodycon, but it is definitely like a little, it's snug in the same way. Like it feels a lot like the Better Than Basic dresses. It just doesn't have that extra piece of fabric over the top that does the ruching. But in terms of like how it fits my body and the cut, it is very similar to the Better Than Basic dresses. So we have the really awesome red stripe here, and then we have the white t-shirt sleeves, and then we have this little like blue pop here. I think if I remember correctly, these launched kind of in, like I feel like they launched at the end of June, beginning of July, which makes sense because it was kind of their like ode to like Canada Day slash July 4th. So this being like red and white with a little tiny hint of blue, that definitely tracks. So again, these are $15 right now for the Ollie dresses. This is Baby You're a Firework as the color. And we have it extra small to 3X. I'm wearing my typical 3X. We all wear our typical size for this one, except for, okay, I'll rephrase that. So Christine and I wore our typical sizes, and then Carrie opted up for the large and Melissa opted for the 2X for this one. And I think we have, okay, so we only have one left in the 3X. We do not have the 2X. Extra large is still in stock. There's a handful. Large is out of stock. Medium, we have left. Small, we have a handful. Extra small is out of stock. So it is a little bit hit and miss on what we still have available, but at $15, like that's an incredible price point on sale. I'm just curious, I'm gonna search Ollie. Do we have any more of the styles left, or is it just this one? I think we still have, so we had Here for the Barbecue, which was the solid gray one, and it looks like we have a handful of those in stock as well. This one being the firework one. And then that is it. So yeah, so there's this one and then the solid gray one. So there's still a couple left just kind of like floating around. Yeah. All right. So that is everything for me. Christine will be going live in about half an hour at 12:30 with her luncheon style. And she's also going to be showing off some of the Grease and Lace duffel bags that are launching, the speakers, and she'll be talking more about some of the other little like stocking stuffer type launches that are coming up throughout the week. Next week, Tuesday is Christmas Eve, so we will not be here. So that means that this is my last live before the holidays. So I would like to wish everyone who celebrates Christmas a Merry Christmas, everyone who celebrates something else a very happy holiday, regardless of what you celebrate. Those who don't celebrate, there is Festivus for the rest of us, all that fun stuff. So once again, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday, except for next Tuesday, because it is Christmas Eve. But other than that, I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to try on all of the plus size pieces that are going to be launching at the boutique. So other than next week, I will see you the following Tuesday after that. Thanks everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful holiday season. Bye.